How's it going, everybody? Good evening. Welcome to the Champions Table. I'm the president of the TCT, Josh Bailey. Tonight with me, I've got Mr. Caleb Addison, the TCT director and promoter of the Southern Showdown coming up, and world champion breaker, Mr. Anthony Alltruther is with us tonight. We're going to talk about breaking. We're going to talk about the karate tournament coming up, talk about all kind of exciting things for TCT and for breaking in general. So that was the breaking news at the bottom of the little tag today. Was literally not like a news story. This is talking about breaking. This is like a concrete board slamming kind of night tonight. So we're going to get started with talking with Mr. Caleb Addison about the upcoming Southern Showdown. Okay, so I got that right here, Mr. Caleb. We've got the flyer up here on the screen. Let's tell us about the tournament coming up. When is it? Where is it at?
All right, so this year we got a new location and a new date. Last year we were earlier in April. This year we're going to be April 25th in Hickory, North Carolina at the Hickory Metro Convention Center. If you've ever been to the MVO, the Mountain View Open, you know the venue, you know the space. It's a fantastic spot for a karate tournament. We're excited to be in there this year, and we look forward to see everyone at the Showdown at the Hickory Metro Convention Center this year.
And you know, any tournament that goes on inside the Hickory Metro Center, it's going to be showtime.
There's a bodybuilding show going on the same day too, so it's going to be a cool space that day for sure.
Yes, sir. So I'm reading on here, you just got thousands in cash prizes. You got the Ironman Challenge. Remind me what the Ironman Challenge is. I forgot about what that was.
So the way the Ironman Challenge works is the more divisions you enter, the better chance you have of winning. If you get first place in a division, you'll get 5 points toward the Ironman Challenge. Second place, you'll get 4. Third place, 3. Fourth place, 2.
Okay.
Whoever has the most points at the end will win the Ironman title. You're going to get some cash. You're going to get a plaque, all that good stuff.
Sweet. So I see, I know it's a one-day event, but it says registration opens at 4 on Friday. So I'm assuming they can come Friday evening to avoid the long, big crowd at registration.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
That's something we do every time we do an event. We always open up registration the day prior. If it's a 1 day or it's a 2 day, we have people there setting up. So why not throw someone at a computer and let people go ahead and get registered?
Absolutely.
It's a no-brainer for me. It keeps the line shorter on Saturday, and it lets us be able to start on time. So that's always a plus.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you guys have been to some of our TCT events here recently. Our karate time and start time is almost identical here lately. So make sure you're in the building ready to rock and roll. Gis on, belts tied, and on the mat. Now, I see we got 8:30 a.m. black belt meeting. We got 9:30 start time, and breaking starts at 2. So I want to go kind of transition into the power breaking divisions. We've got,
for sure.
I got up on the screen now the specialty breaking downward arm concrete, 18 plus only. So let's kind of go over that real quick.
So I think the man to talk about that would be Mr. Anthony Alltruther. I mean, he's the one who's got the. I got my titles in creative breaking, but this man, he's a true power breaker. So I think Anthony's the one to talk about this a little bit.
All right, Mr. Anthony, let's go through kind of what the division is and what we can expect from power breaking downward arm concrete.
Yes, sir. Personally, probably my favorite power division. Just like it sounds, power concrete elbow. You get one shot, one power shot, either using your forearm elbow, or you can. Some people are crazy enough to do a drop elbow. Any version of an elbow strike you want, standing or jumping, and you get one shot. Break as many bricks as you can.
That's awesome. Now, see,
it's one of the ones that's very exciting, and it for people that don't understand it, or maybe they're watching from the outside world, maybe not like they're not involved in martial arts. It almost seems like it's unreal or impossible. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember growing up watching people breaking the stacks of concrete and just trying to stack them up and break as many as possible, and just seeing it is really cool. And it's exciting because you can't just go up there and I've done many of forms when I'm kind of tired and it comes out maybe looking like I did like a lazy routine. You can't go up there and do a lazy downward
Yeah.
downward elbow onto some concrete. And from what I'm looking, it says standardized material. So you've got 16-inch by 8-inch by 2-inch cap block pavers. So these are some real deal concrete slabs that you're going to have to put a lot of effort into breaking. That's going
Yes,
to be
sir.
awesome.
And
That's going to be
that's the
fantastic.
beauty of it with them being standard bricks. You know, creative, you can really bring your own material. Go out, Home Depot, Lowe's, buy whatever you want. Standard, it doesn't matter where you're at, where you're from, where you're coming in from. Everybody hits the same material, so it's an even playing
Right.
field across the floor.
And
Let the
that
best man or the strongest man win.
and that makes sense for the stack to be consistent material. So if I'm trying to break 12 and I break 12, that's 100%. And if
Yes, sir.
12, if someone breaks 12 after me, but they stacked up 13, I still win because I did 12 out of 12. Correct?
Yes, sir. It's a big. People don't really understand. It's a big numbers game, right? Kind of like you just touched
Yeah.
on. Say, for example, I put up 10. I just set up 10 at the very beginning, and the person right in front of me clears 10, hits 10 of 10. That puts the pressure on me because now I must go for 11. The way the rules are, you can't tie in power breaking. If I hit all 10 and then you come after me and you still go for 10 and hit all 10, right? It doesn't work that way. You have to go for 11 because you know what you need to do to win. So there's no ties in power breaking. Also, if you're going early, you have to think about the people, not only the people before you, and try to guess or what they might hit, but then you have to consider the people going after you if you're not the top seed. So it's a big numbers game, and sometimes it comes down to percentage.
I'm excited to see some concrete being destroyed here coming up soon. Now there's another one. Specialty power breaking 3-directional board. So it says descriptions: the competitors will break wooden boards with one strike to both sides and one downward strike to the middle. So I've seen this done, and I think it's really cool because it's also, once you start, you've got a matter of seconds to finish, and it's bam, 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 just explosive, and it looks really awesome. So, what are some of the techniques that people choose for the side strikes?
So this one's a unique one because, like you said, there is a time limit. At the ISK level, it's 5 seconds, and the timer starts the moment you hit the first board. Now, and you have to alternate. It doesn't matter if you go left, right, or right, left, but like I normally go right elbow, then left elbow, and then you're stacked down the middle. You can do elbows, you can do palm, any hand technique whatsoever. But the trick is, or the key is, you have to alternate. You can't go left arm, or right arm. So you alternate arms, and then because of the 5 second time limit, it really comes down to um, muscle memory. You don't have time. There's no time to take a practice swing or visualize the break. You don't have it. You got to go boom, boom, boom. 5 seconds.
That's awesome. And same scoring as the other that we talked about. No, number of boards broken and percentages are factored in. Correct.
Yes, sir. Just like power concrete elbow, it comes down to numbers. Now the key thing for 3 directional is your side boards, the boards on the sides where you'll go left right or right left, your preference. Those are non-spaced. So those boards are together with no spacers and they have human holders. So that's something you have to take into consideration. Then you're stacked down the middle, it is with spacers and it's on a solid concrete stand. So not only are you going left, right, down the middle, you're battling both versions, spaced and non-spaced, as well as human holders and holders for the stand. So you've got every version of power break in right there in front of you in 5 seconds.
That's awesome.
So Anthony, one of the things that we are doing that's a little bit different, because we do have the kids divisions as well. We have a 9 and under or an 8 and under. I can't remember off the top of my head, and then a 10 to 13, I believe. Those divisions for the side hits, those will be spaced. The 14 and up will
Oh,
be
okay.
unspaced.
Okay,
So
and I have seen that before. So that's awesome. That's a little that definitely makes it more kid friendly. You guys
yeah,
know unspaced can be unforgiving sometimes.
yes, I was at that event in Vegas, and I know all too well that after a whole day of competing and breaking, having that unspaced stack of boards isn't the most fun. But it's
Oh
what
no,
we do. We're breakers.
Yes, sir.
the
And we
kids,
got one
the
more.
kids would be obviously a bit lower numbers, but ideally for adults at a very competitive level, you're talking at least 20 boards. You're probably in 5 seconds.
Across
You're
all three,
probably
yeah.
going 4 boards on each side, and at least 12 to 15 down the middle. So
That's incredible. That's awesome.
And Josh, what you talking about? We're gonna have you doing it too.
Hey, listen, I'll get out there and break
yes,
some stuff. I love it, man.
hey,
That's really
you got to
cool.
do it in your suit.
I'll do it. I'll do it in the
You
full
got to do
suit.
it in your suit.
Now, so we got one more specialty power breaking
Bring the
division.
finals.
We got the sidekick board breaking division. So competitors will break wooden boards with one single horizontal sidekick. Um, so this one says it's going to be on a cinder block backstop. So explain that setup. Now, Caleb, you might have to help us out on that one too, because I've seen it done several different ways when watching videos.
Give it to me one more time,
Yeah,
brother.
this is
I
The
apologize.
no, you're
I
good.
didn't catch that.
The stand. How's the stand for this one set up?
All right, so it's going to be just like what you see in all the videos. It's going to be a bunch of cinder blocks to essentially lift it to the level it's got to be at, with a couple cinder blocks as a backstop, and then people actually pressing their shoulder up against it to keep it all in place.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Awesome. Now, so this one same kind of thing. It's amount of boards, consistency or not consistency. The percentage is 12 of 15 or 12 of 13. The 12 of 15 win, or no, sorry, the 12 of 13 would be the winner. And if there's a tie, then the largest number first wins. So if you did 12 and the next person did 12, the first person set the standard, so they won. I got you. I like that. And then
gotcha. And traditionally, oh, go ahead.
no, I was just looking at the standardized materials, 10 inch by 12 inch by 1 for 14 plus, and then 6 by 12 by 1 for 13 and under. Again, going down just a little bit for the younger kids. I think that'd be fantastic. But yeah, go ahead. What are you saying, Mr. Anthony?
I was gonna say traditionally it's called power wood kick, but traditionally you'll see some version of a skipping side kick, but it doesn't have to be a skipping side kick. It can be a skipping side kick. You'll see some people do turning side kick, step through turning side kick. You can do a round kick. If you're crazy enough, a front kick, any kind of power kick. It doesn't necessarily have to be a skipping side kick, but 90% of the time that's usually what you'll see.
I think I've seen a video of someone trying to front kick the mess out of those boards too, and that was, whew, that was rough looking. But I mean, I like the clarity of this division, the power breaking side kick board. So we're doing side kicks, horizontal kick through the board, hard as you can. Get into it. And man, that's one of the ones that I think is really cool because you got they step back and they're getting hyped up, and then bam, and go up there and side kick as hard as they can. That's that's really really cool stuff. Now, not only are we excited about the power breaking, but we just dropped on our TCT page the other day that we are adding in creative breaking to every TCT event. Now,
Absolutely.
we were reserving that for the 2-day tournaments, the 5A 2-day tournaments, and the issue with that got to was only giving breakers the opportunity to come to TCT 3 times a year. The 5A and the 1 championship. So this is going to give breakers more opportunity to kind of nail down a routine, get a creative routine, try out some stuff at other events, and then be ready and set for the championship at the end of the year, the big finale, creative out there, win the TCT Grand Championship in breaking. Now, so just with the creative breaking, adding it at every tournament, I think that's going to be a big opportunity for breakers across the board to get excited about somewhere else to have a breaking home.
Yes, sir, for sure.
Now,
And it's perfect timing because unfortunately the ISKA just dropped creative breaking, and there's been mixed feelings about that. But I'm excited for TCT to have it because kind of what you just touched on, it can be that creative breaking home. There's still plenty of people that love creative breaking. That's where you're gonna see the baseball bats, the coconuts,
oh
break
yeah,
ice, things of that nature. And like you said, to be really good at creative breaking, you have to have a routine down. You're not going to see anybody every tournament completely change their breaks. You get a routine down, you find what fits you, and you sharpen the swords within that routine. Only doing it 2-3 times a year, that makes it hard. So I really think that this is going to get a lot of more people excited. They're going to be more willing and confident to bring out those creative routines. And I really think that we're going to see some really deep divisions in these
Yeah.
next couple tournaments coming up.
absolutely.
I know that
And
from talking. I know that from talking to the teams that are already well established in TCT and well established in breaking. They're all incredibly excited. Me personally, and I've been wanting this to happen for years. So being able to see it come to pass, I'm really stoked about it.
one of the things that really made this possible was I think we had at my event. I think we had 7 breakers. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. I know it was 2, 2, 1. Like it was a bunch of 2 and I think 3 or 4 in the adult. So I think it ended up being right at 7 breakers. And I mean, they were the way we set it up with the two rings side by side, one tarp. You didn't have to bring a tarp. We have the tarp. It's 20 by 40, so it's essentially two 20 by 20 rings. Have them marked out to where competitor 1 sets up their break, competitor 2 sets up their break, competitor 1 breaks, and then moves over. Judges move over, watch competitor 2. Competitor 1 is cleaning up. Competitor 3 is setting up. So the way that we got it down to pretty much a science. That it was just it was nonstop. There wasn't a whole lot of we have to wait for this cleanup. We have to wait for this setup. It was flowing, and that's the thing. As long as everything is flowing, me and Caleb was talking about this the other day. A long day event, a tournament that lasts a really long day, doesn't seem that bad if everything is flowing throughout the day. If there's a lot of pauses and stops where if we know like man if this was going we'd be done an hour ago, 2 hours ago. But even if it's everybody sees all 8 rings or all 6 rings, all 7 rings, all 15 rings, however many rings you've got going at a tournament, if all of them are going and it takes a long day, it's fine because it's smooth, it's going, and everyone's not just kind of sitting around and waiting. Everyone's still, in their zone of, all right, I'm ready to compete. I'm ready to compete. Not what's going on in ring 5. Why am I not doing anything? I want to go compete. Can I go compete in ring 5? Let's move our division to ring 5. Like, no, calm down. We got it. We're going to get this thing going. And me and Caleb has been on top of a lot of moving parts of the tournaments that really have kind of nailed down a lot of stuff. And I think we're pretty close to having almost like you would think it'd be easy, but it's a lot harder than it sounds to have a universal ring assignment just because you have different people that come to different tournaments. You have, this group of people come to here, this group of people go there. But there's like our 7 and under category is slam packed. Our junior black belts are slam packed. Then we have that 10 to 17 range of novice competitors, that's a little bit lower. And then you have the advanced 10 to 17 that they're booming. They're about to become black belts and ready to show off and take off to that next level. Now, what I want to do next, guys, is I want to do a little Q&A. And we're going to do some guest questions for you, Mr. Anthony, and then we'll do some rapid fire questions. But before we get started with the question round, I've got to ask Mr. Caleb Addison, how does it feel to be a future dad of a martial arts girl?
I'm still trying to figure out if we're team breaker or team fighter.
Team
So I
both.
mean, we're
Team
we're
both,
team
yeah.
girl now. Team both. Heck yeah. Um, Dude, it's awesome. I'm stoked. Maddie's stoked. Being able to, just like you said with Blaze, man, being able to continue the legacy one day is huge.
Yes.
And I'm excited, man. Maddie's excited. I mean, it's that's I don't have a lot of words for it right now, man.
Yeah,
It's just
and you
it's a
won't.
surreal feeling.
You won't even when she's here and everything's rocking and rolling. You haven't slept in 2 months, but somehow you're still functioning on a normal level of caffeine and adrenaline. So I mean, it's a complete different experience, and everyone always says you don't understand it until you're in it, and that's absolutely true. You're so excited, and even when you get to hold her and see her, it takes it to a whole new level. And
Now, what's going to be real fun is trying to run a Southern Showdown 2027 with a Maddie done said for the Southern Showdown 27, I'm gonna have to put the baby in a carrier the whole time and keep it with me. So,
hey, I had Blaze in that car seat, man, going,
yep,
and now he's out here running around in the junior black belt division. It's I mean literally it goes like that, man. And but there's days that it seems like that that is so slow. And then you turn and look like, dude, you're almost eye level with me. What's up with this? That's not cool. And
right.
then my oldest now, Kobe, he is eye level with me. I told him, I said, that don't mean I still can't kick your butt, dude. So don't play with me. I said, I didn't wake up short today. I've been short for a long time. I know how
Right.
I know how to still do it when I'm short here. Now I want to
Hey,
start over there with
Josh.
Mr. Anthony. Let me ask
Hey,
you a
Yes,
Josh.
question.
sir.
Yeah, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Real quick, can we talk about a couple more things with the Southern Showdown real quick?
Yes,
Just
sir.
key points that we need to hit on.
Absolutely.
Um, so for everyone who's needing to book a hotel, um, for the Southern Showdown, what is today's date? It is the 7th. There's 3 more days on the block of rooms at the Best Western in Hickory, North Carolina. If you need a room, there's 3 more days on the discounted block. After that, there's a whole bunch of hotels in the area, but they're all going to be more expensive than this one. It's 105 a night plus tax for the Best Western in Hickory, North Carolina, right beside the convention center. It's literally on the same road as the convention center. You just go like I think maybe a quarter mile down the road and you're at the convention center. Um, so make sure that you get that taken care of if you plan on staying the night. I want to hit on real quick the Super Grand Champion division that we do because there's
Yes.
some changes to that this year. But before we do that, I want to touch base on something. And while I do this, Josh, can you please? I texted you a picture. If
Yep.
you're able to throw that on, cool.
I'm pulling
I
that
want
up
to talk
now.
about. You're pulling it up now. Cool. So we're going to go back to breaking for the power breaking for just a second. So one of the things that we're doing as a prize for the power breaking division, you got your cash, but we also, well, for the grand champion for the power breaking division, I was talking to Anthony about this the other day. So there is 3 different adult divisions for power breaking. There's women, there's men heavyweight, and there's men lightweight. That separation is at 199 and 200 pounds. Okay. The way we're doing it is if you, that's not the picture I'm talking about.
Oh, which one?
I'm talking about this right here.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
All right. So the way this works is whoever goes through the most material across your 3 breaks, say Anthony goes in and he hits 12 on his concrete. Say he goes in, he hits 10 on his sidekick. Say he goes in and he goes through that 20 on that 3 directional. That puts him at 32. Now, say Travis Thompson, one of your guys, Josh, goes in and he hits 33 across all 3. Sorry, Anthony. He wears my gi when he breaks. I gotta say it, you know. Um, you will win one of these Southern Showdown Breaking Champion belts. This is something we're going to give out every year for our power breaking divisions at the Southern Showdown. And we have one for the women, one for the men lightweight, and one for the men heavyweight.
That's awesome.
So whoever goes through the most material across your 3 divisions, you'll get that belt plus the cash.
The Breaking Champion Southern Showdown black belt. That was awesome.
Now it is an open rank division.
Yes, sir.
Just keep that in mind. One other thing I want to talk about before we get into the Super Grand Champion, I want to call out and shout out our Grand Champions from last year.
Yes, sir.
I've been putting it on Facebook, I've been putting it all over the place, but I want to do some quick call outs. Our 2025 18 plus traditional forms and weapons Grand Champion was Miss Lainey Penna from the Karate Dojo with Sensei Brian Penna. Our 10 to 17 underbelt forms weapons grands from Strike Force, Coralie Walker. Our 2025 18 plus underbelt forms weapons grand champion, Mr. Michael Fuller from Rising Star in Ohio. Our 2025 men's sparring grand champion, Mr. Justice Floyd from FSK. Our 2025 junior traditional forms weapons grand champion was Gabby Penna, also from Karate Dojo. Our women's sparring grand champion was Jules Maybe from FSK. Our executive men's sparring grand champion was Terry Floyd from FSK. Our 18 plus creative forms weapons grand champion was Jack Sykes from Strike Force. Our 9 and under underbelt forms weapons grand champion from Edwin Alejandro in Virginia, Miss Abigail Foster. And then our 2024 and 2025, every year so far since we started the Super Grand Champion, this person's won. She's a 2-time reigning champion, Lainey Penna from Karate Dojo.
And now I've got that graphic pulled up on the screen. So let's go through that.
So one of the cool things we're doing this year is we have a 35 plus black belt traditional forms weapons and a contemporary forms weapons. So now it used to always be 18 plus. We're not doing that this year. We have a 18 to 34 and a 35 plus. Now, because we have it set up that way, I decided let's go ahead and throw them into the Super Green Champion.
Awesome.
I think it's going to be pretty cool to be able to see, might get offended, some of the older guys come in and I know, Josh, I'm sorry. Being able to see y'all come in and try and take this the Showdown rifle. The Showdown rifle is awesome, but being able to see y'all come in and try and take that, being that Lainey Penn has had it the last 2 years, is she gonna get a three-peat? Because that'd be pretty cool. She's the only one. She's the only one who has won this so far. So is it going to be a three-peat, or is someone new going to get it this year?
I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool that this is like one of the only grands level divisions that takes all the black belt winners from across the board, puts them in another division, and they go again. And it doesn't matter if it's 11 and under. It doesn't matter if it's the 35 plus. It could be anybody across the board that gets in there and just performs the best routine right then. So that's essentially the third time they've done that routine that weekend. Nail it again, and then you get to take home the rifle.
I mean, think of it this way, Josh. It could be one of your boys against Jeff Doss.
That's fair. That's dude. That's insane. That's so cool though. I
I mean,
mean,
just thinking about something like that, that's really cool. There's nobody Blaze's age who can legitimately say they competed against Jeff Doss.
no. And see, and that's
Or,
and
I
that's the
mean,
thing.
that's just a cool
When
thing.
when I was a kid, like this is again I'm one of the old guys now. I'm in the 37. I'm in the 35 plus. I'm 37. So when I was a kid competing in dojo tournaments, musical forms in the 90s, musical weapons in the 90s wasn't the the most popular division there was. So it was literally 17 and under black belt division. And I was going against, guys that were 18 and I was 10, and it
Right.
was rough. And no, I didn't win many uh, grand championships, but I competed in every grand championship. I didn't shy away because I was like the 10-year-old competing against the 17-year-old. But it was the fact that I got to compete against them. I got to share the ring with them, and just who won? They did. And that'd be cool. Like Jeff Doss won, and like against Blaze, like that's hilarious, but awesome. That's a cool experience.
Another cool thing we're doing this year with our grands is last year we did underbelt all ranks, like all the underbelt ranks in a 9 and under, a 10 to 17, and an 18 plus. This year we're dividing it novice, intermediate, and advanced are all separated, as well as we have a belt buckle for each of those as well.
Whoop, whoop.
So
Them things are
we're putting
bad
out,
looking, dude.
dude,
We
I'm telling you, we're putting out what is that? 18, I believe, belt buckles this year. So that's going to
Wow.
be a pretty cool experience for sure.
Now I got one more thing for us before we jump into the question round with
For sure.
look at that right there on the screen. Miss, look at that. Free breaking seminar at the Showdown. So right before 20-minute power breaking educational experience from one of the best right before power breaking kicks off. So we got Mr. Anthony over here. He's going to be taking you guys through some stuff, talking to you guys about it, showing you how to do it, and just the educational part is extremely important. And because once you start teaching the next generation how to do it, that's what's going to keep and motivate people to keep doing it and keep that division alive.
Yep.
yes, sir.
So that's gonna be
I
fun.
think I think that picture I think that picture in the top left is one of the coolest. Like it's just solid. I like it.
And if you look at it, man, that thing is straight down the middle. That's awesome.
Hopefully we can do it again at the Southern Showdown.
Yay. Well, I absolutely believe you can. So, real quick, I got a couple questions for you, and then we'll do the lightning round, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Um, we've got, so we know you're a breaker, but what style of martial arts do you train?
My entire 20-year career, I just celebrated 20 years in December, has entirely been in Hapkido. I haven't explored anything else yet. That's coming, but
That's
my
awesome.
background is a traditional Hapkido background.
Man, that's awesome. You got the 20-year milestone, dude. That's big. And that's and how old are you, Anthony?
29, I'll be 30 on Sunday.
On Sunday. Well, happy early birthday. That's awesome,
Yes,
man.
sir.
And so that's like Caleb's been a lifer. You've been a lifer. That's the thing that I've got. This is my 33rd year of martial arts, and I'm 37. So I started when I was 4. Same thing. You started when you were 9. Caleb, you were crawling on the mat.
A 7.
7. Okay, so I mean, we're all yeah, we're young, but we're full of experience because we've dedicated so much. And You say, martial arts now for 20 years and Hapkido, that's a lot. That's not just, one day a week, or I did a season of karate. We don't have, martial arts seasons and stuff. We're year round. We plan. There's parents and stuff that plan. My parents did. I'm sure you've done it. Plan vacations around karate training and karate tournaments. It's like, oh, we're going to go to the beach, but we can't do it this week because we've got karate, or it's belt testing. We got to move our vacation around. So
Man, my parents spent their wedding anniversary at Super Grands from 2009 until like 2016. So
that's
That's next level.
that's awesome. So what? So what's current rank are you at in your style?
Third degree black belt, sir.
That's awesome. And then, so where are you training at? Like, where's your home base?
So originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and that's where I grew up and started my journey. Then once, basically after graduating high school, I moved out towards Virginia Beach area, trained out there for about 6, 7 years, and then more recently, about 2 years ago, I moved up to a very small town called Town, Maryland, just south of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and that's my home right now.
Okay, that's awesome. So divisions. What divisions you compete in? I know it's breaking, so tell me some.
All the breaking, power, creative, and then I'm a point fighter. You'll catch me out there from time to time, mixing it up in the ring.
That's
Fighting.
awesome. Yes, sir. So what is
That's
your
why I always
favorite of all the breaking divisions? What's your favorite one? I think you said this earlier already.
it changes from time to time. My world title's in power sidekick, so I got to go with that one. But I'm a big fan of the power concrete elbow too.
That's awesome. So one of your favorite tournaments, past, present, that you've competed in that you loved going to?
Oh man, my best memory has to be my world title, U.S. Open 2023. Um, Outside of that, my favorite event every year, I look forward to Pan Am's. That's coming up in May. I was a really big fan. I did my first TCT Nationals last year. That one jumped really high on my scoreboard, and I'm excited for that one again. Southern Showdown actually was my first ever TCT tournament. And I think I won a couple of dollars last year.
A
So
few.
that was a, that
just
was
just a little bit,
that was a
just a
good
little
one.
bit.
Um, I got to compete for the Team USA in the World Games, also in 2023. That was in Daytona Beach. That's going to be a core memory the rest of my life. I went out west for the first time recently, competed in Larry Field's tournament out in Dallas, Texas. There's some good ones, man. There's some good ones, and that's what I'm about. I'm all about creating the memories.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that we're trying to really push and instill in TCT is creating those memories and lifelong friendships, lifelong rivalries, but the frenemies. You hug, hang out, bump knuckles. Everything off the mat and on the mat. We're fierce competitors. We're going at it. We're going to win. I'm going to beat you. You're going to beat me. But afterwards, we're going to bow, shake hands, and then we'll talk about it 10 years down the road. You remember that one time that I beat you, and remember this one time that I beat you, kind of thing. And that's really the main thing that I wanted to get back into the martial arts tournament scene for, is when Blaze was born and was talking about Caleb earlier about legacy. I got to thinking, well, what do I want my son to experience in martial arts? I'm like, well, I want him to experience the same things I did. And that was, as soon as I started thinking about what's my favorite things in martial arts, it was this tournament, and then it was that tournament. Oh, this happened at this tournament, and I was like, man, yeah, I'm about to get back into tournaments. This is where it's at. Now, I've got a few more questions for you, but these are going to be quick, rapid fire questions.
Yes,
And I'm going to have like one answer or one word answers. All right, so I will start super simple. Traditional or creative?
Traditional.
Kick or blitz?
Blitz. No, I'm a kicker. What am I saying? I'm a kicker.
All right, kick. All right, favorite move to land in sparring?
Sidekick, skipping sidekick, or a traditional reverse punch blitz.
Favorite move to break with?
Flipping axe kick.
Post tournament meal. What we eating?
Sheets. Well, it depends on where I'm at in the country. I travel a lot, but I try to find a Sheets pizza after a good win. Can't beat it.
Okay. So local or travel?
Both. If I'm being serious,
Both.
both. I love traveling. I love getting around, exploring. But then there are times it catches up to me, and then I just beg for a local event, man. It's not very often I get to sleep in my own bed before a tournament. So
That's
I'm a
very
traveler,
true.
but I'm a traveler, but I'll take a local event here and there if I can get it.
Pressure or excitement?
Oh, excitement. I don't believe in pressure. Pressure does
Yes,
me good.
sir.
The only pressure you put on yourself is what you tell yourself in your mind. So I'm excited before every event I do.
I love
I
it.
really don't believe in pressure.
Do you like to compete first or go last?
We'll go last. Last. And power breaking, you have the advantage if you go last, if you have the top seed. But I'm also not afraid to get out there and set the bar high to start off the competition. But I'd prefer to go last.
Now, what's the most famous martial artist that has inspired you?
Superfoot Wallace.
Yeah,
Recently, I've been training with him on Wednesday night. He's my go-to guy. He's been helping me with my side hook round. He's my guy, man.
incredible,
Always
incredible,
been.
and still to this day, like throws that kick. And I know I'm doing it with my hand right now, but that's exactly how it is. But
Yes,
and I love watching him to where he's walking just all he's like, oh man, he looks like he's
oh, he's.
throwing that.
I mean, he's in his 80s, and he travels regularly and teaches seminars. I mean, even at his age, it's
Yes,
still his life. He's still giving back, doing
he's
everything he
like he's
can,
like Master
and he can
Yoda.
still
You
kick.
see him kind of walking, and then all of a sudden he's like pop pop pop, pow, kick. I'm like what?
Yes, sir.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. It's awesome to see, man. I appreciate your time tonight. And we're excited to see you break. I know you're rocking the Monster gear because you're a sponsored athlete on Monster
Yes, sir.
Energy. Yes, sir.
For those of
That's
you that are inspiring breakers and you don't know, breaking can take you a lot of places and do a lot of good for you. And I'm just trying to spread the love and the knowledge and, and let it be known that breaking can take you very far if you really get into it.
yes, sir. And that leads me into that one more thing. What's your advice for the next generation of martial arts breakers?
Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try something new. Find the one, everybody in breaking has their niche. Some people are power, some people are creative, some people are punchers, some are kickers. Find your niche and really chase it and give it your all. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, it'll take you a lot farther than you might think it will.
Absolutely. I know this man over
If you
here
ask
is
me
a
5 years
puncher.
ago when I started breaking,
This
if,
this this
if you
man
ask
right
me
here will
5 years
punch
ago,
stacks of concrete.
yes, sir.
Yeah, man, my hands hurt. So
But I tell you, that's the whole point of the competitors tour. We're giving our competitors, our athletes, the platform to get out here, local scale, regional scale, national scale, to grow into who they can be and what they can become. And you never know until you take that first bow into the ring of what it really feels like to get out there and be you guys that are breaking, standing in front of your stack of concrete or boards, and everybody is watching you, and you've got to nail it right then. That's a whole different excitement. I like what you said earlier that you put the pressure on yourself here, but
Yes, sir.
but Master Doug Armstrong would always say success is in preparation. So if you prepare yourself for success, you got it. You're prepared. Now, Caleb, any final words coming up here? I know. I gotta give us one before we leave. I know we gotta have
oh my
that
goodness.
that right there in the middle there. That black belt excellence, baby. That is
I
and
guess it would be
if you don't know, black belt excellence is a metaphor. We use the black belt. We try to be a black belt at everything we do. We put forth the effort and energy to be the best, to train, to push ourselves to the next level. That is what black belt excellence is about. And that's my final piece, Mr. Caleb Addison. What you got for us tonight?
I guess it would be I'm super excited for the showdown this year. Me and my dad have been putting in a lot of work, making sure that this is going to be a phenomenal event for everybody. Um, If you plan on doing the pre-registration, keep in mind that does end. The last day for pre-reg is April 17th. Don't miss it. And then if you plan on doing any of the power braking, please go ahead onto Uventex and order your materials on the merchandise tab so that I can make sure I have enough material for everybody. Because the cool thing about what we're doing, if you're doing power braking, you don't have to bring anything except for yourself, a uniform, and a belt to that tournament. If all you're doing is power, everything will be there waiting on you when you get there. We have the cinder blocks, we have the boards, we have the spacers, we have the tarp, we have the bricks. Everything you need, we will have at the tournament waiting on you. But I can't have it waiting on you unless you order it. So make sure that you go onto Uventex under the merchandise tab for Southern Showdown and order your concrete when you're checking out for your registration. Um, can't stress that enough because if I don't have your material, you can't really hit nothing.
That's true.
So make
That's
sure you
true.
have it.
All right, guys, and to add to that real quick, if you are registering for power braking, you've got to buy the material too. You've got to get the material because that you can't just show up and bring your own concrete and set it on the stand. It's standardized. It's the same stuff everyone else is breaking. So make sure after you click on that registration, you go to the merchandise page. You get the bricks, you get the wood, you get everything lined up, ready to rock and roll. Do that soon so we can get everything prepared. And gentlemen, thank you for being with us tonight. Great episode. It felt strong.
Real
Yes,
quick,
Mr. Caleb, go for it.
if you need materials for creative braking, contact Mr. Doug Armstrong. He can make your concrete for creative. He can get your boards cut for creative and have it at the tournament for you. He's also in Hickory, so he's going to be right down the road. He told me to make sure I plug his materials. We've been hitting his materials for the last year and a half at tournaments. It's good materials. So if you need materials for creative and you don't want to transport it all, contact Doug Armstrong, contact Chris Westbrook, and they'll be able to hook you up with some braking materials for creative.
Yes, sir. Anthony, thank you for your time tonight. We're excited to see you at the Southern Showdown, and we're excited to see everyone at the Southern Showdown. And thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you there.